Amazing lineup that he's sorted out for us this weekend, and to remind you that the next one is in May from the 12th to the 14th. So on your way out, if you do have any spare change, we are collecting for our nominated charity, Brinos, which builds ear, nose and throat hospitals in Nepal. So we'd be very grateful if you did have some spare change to put in the red buckets. Thank you so much for coming, and hope to see you in May. Christina will be signing copies of her book here, should you want to come and get one.
as uh, uh, yeah, I'm so sorry that once again you've got caught with my complete and utter lack of understanding of the technology, and so I have to play around with it. And somehow, for the last 5 or 6 mornings, I've been so concentrating on all the things that are happening in the world is that I've lost the plot when it comes to the technology. I'm sorry about that. Let's just get on with it. Right, the Guardian alarm as ministers target housing standards uh, to cut asylum hotel bills. Um, Basically, the story is that they're cutting one budget to pay for another, and the Guardian is getting very upset about it because it involves asylum seekers. But one way or another, you have to make the budget fit, don't you? The Mirror can't afford a sandwich. Hard cheese, it says. Hard cheese, and that's a row because um, is it says more right wing cruelty. Oh dear, that's a bit harsh. There's Anne Widdecombe, who is a hard hitting, straight talking politician. She's a Tory, but what she says is you can't afford a sandwich. No one is entitled to cheap food. Well, I'm not quite sure in what context she said that. It seems a very strange thing to say, I must say. But no, I sometimes can't afford a sandwich. She's quite right. Or the paper's quite right. Whether, in fact, it should be a matter of right to have a sandwich or not is that's another kettle of fish. Dear, dear, dear. And if you're getting more and more confused by these headlines, don't be, because I am too. The Daily Telegraph, free speech is at risk. In a trans row, Oxford Dons tell students. This constant, is he a man, is he a woman, is he in between or whatever, a constant row, which seems to be consuming our society for some strange reason, is it gets into everything. So Oxford Dons are telling students is if free speech is at risk, if you don't actually give way to the trans crew. I don't know how that's a leap of faith to me, but still, that's the leap of faith that the modern politician seems to want to make. And then we go, oh dear, save us from the celebrities. The celebrity stuff that is now in politics is the Sun. We're not guns for hire, Harry, is the Sun's thing. And basically, well, the implication is that Harry was hiring out his hard men. The security chaps that is looking after him is he was he gets a VIP guard and says to his mates, "Hey, listen, it's all right if we go out. He'll look after you as well." Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! The things that we just right. Starmer, I'll allow more homes on the green belt. Well, I balk at that. I don't know. The funny thing is that everybody seems to have lost the plot. Some of the things that Starmer is saying is they may seem to catch the headlines, but they're crazy. They are not doing us any good in the long run at all. They are vote catchers. And to allow more homes on green belt land is crazy. And I'm sure that will get all sorts of people riled up, particularly those who like to protest against this sort of thing. But it's more homes on the green belt. Take more Greens away from us. And the Greens are the people that have got back into power, locally anyway. They'll make of it this morning, the Starmer saying, build on the green belt. And if they go along with that, then the whole political system is idiocy. The Daily Express, the Prime Minister, you must let us deport illegal immigrants. And there we are, people coming in who are illegal. And essentially, they say that we're going to have 80,000 new people in the country by the end of the year if we keep up with the present rate. And the Prime Minister has said to the European courts, which still hold sway, the judges can still have a say in, despite the fact that we're no longer in the EU, and the Court of Human Rights is yay or nay to anything we decide to do here. And what he's saying is, or Sunak is saying is, hey, listen, you've got to let us deport illegal immigrants, because otherwise you're setting me on a course for political disaster. And that he's right on that. Is the judges cannot dabble in stuff that is going to affect the result of an election. That is crazy. Okay. Is working from home is sick note Britain, and this is the Daily Mail. Working from home fuels the UK sick note crisis. The fact that more people are not turning up to work and giving in a piece of paper to a doctor, and Braverman has said, listen, get these people back to work, because we can train them to drive heavy goods vehicles. We can drive them to the fruit fields, and they can pick. All these things that we have stopped doing as a race and relied upon other people to do, we need to get back and do them ourselves. And it's important that I suppose that we do. So that's working from home fuels the UK's sick note crisis. As you work from home, it's easy to take. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Oh dear, yeah. Oh dear. All right. Okay. Bird flu spreads to humans. We've discovered that. The Daily Star are looking for love, then best avoid the. What are they? They look like ochre plants to me. Perhaps they are. Oh, yeah. And the Financial Times. Now, it is worried about artificial intelligence. It sees artificial intelligence manipulation of the US elections as significant concern. In other words, they are saying that artificial intelligence was used in the last election, one way or the other, to determine the result. Metro, 2.5 million too sick to work. That we know. The Sun, the television industry is in crisis, according to the Sun. Is after Flintoff crash, Freddie Flintoff crash in Top Gear, is then the Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield issue. It looks as if it's going to come to an end ahead. And so everything looks as if it's going to be upside down and inside out on the BBC. No, mainstream television. In the Daily Telegraph, ministers are warned of a sharp rise in immigration by-election. Some of these headlines are very terse this morning. And the Daily Mail, after this farrago of fakery, it'll be a miracle if they last the week. That is the that comes from yesterday. That is the Daily Mail saying it's all a nonsense that the two the hosts of this show barely talking to one another. But the thing is that they're treating it as a national crisis. For God's sake, just let them go. There are thousands of talented people in this country, and for some reason, people start to zero in on one couple. I don't watch them. I don't think they're particularly good at all. And I'm a pro. Give me 60,000 or so. I'll perform for you. But this celebrity stuff is getting to the point where it reflects the national mood. Is we've got the wrong people in charge, and they had better, particularly the political side of things, had better start doing something worthwhile, because otherwise the electorate is going to punish them. It's going to spank them. It's going to turf them into nowhere land. And that's no good for a lot of people either. Right, okay. Well, actually, that is the national papers. And more or less, I suppose the new one is the bird flu. It spreads to people. In other words, what it's saying is up until now, it's always assumed that the bug that is bird flu flits from hen to hen, but it doesn't flit to human beings. Oh, and the newspaper is saying, that's all wrong. It does split to human beings, and we are monitoring it very closely. Well, I see no reason whatsoever to stop life generally, which is more or less what's happened here. Is everybody's got their knickers into a twist of some of these celebrity things. Is that the real issues, energy, cost of living, inflation, are not being addressed at all. And try to get them going here. We had 2 weeks ago, I think, we had a situation where we all had to pour into the street, and we all did it, and all said, "Hey, fellow, well met. Here we are, everybody here, yes," and so on and so forth. But we go through the same thing again. So why have we got so much front page coverage of what is a simple thing? Is if you got COVID, you go to the doctor. If you go to the doctor and he says you're all clear, you're all clear. It seems that all terribly, terribly easy until apparently our civil servants try to do it, try to do things, and it all falls apart. Very, very sad. Very sad. All right, okay. Well, let's go down to the park. Let's go down to the park because I thought we were starting out rather well this half hour, but it's all overwhelmed us again before we get anywhere near where we're supposed to be. And now the things that we can't even find, which probably been moved yesterday. So we're just going to have to you have to put up with my lovely mug. Now, let's just take a closer look at the paper, the Daily Mail. It's one that says working from home fuels absenteeism, and the inside. What do you want to get, Bet? First, inside cover and so on. So here's what celebrity. Oh dear. Now Liz Truss is getting back into the game. of course, she's having another go at the Prime Minister. I think what's happening is that the right is sensing that Sunak has delayed doing things because he tends to be not quite as liberal as some of the, he's too liberal for some of the right wing people in the Conservative Party. And so what they are doing is putting out newspaper stories that are favourable to themselves. It's an old trick. But in the Daily Mail, it says, designate China a threat to the UK. And that comes from Liz Truss. She urged Sunak to formally designate China as a threat to the UK, as she warned that the West must act urgently to protect Taiwan from aggression. In a speech in Taipei, the former PM was expected to challenge her successor to deliver what will be, to all intents and purposes, I think, is the only guest in the lunchtime today. Hey, so we're going to have to take a look at that as well. Aren't we? Yes, we are. Right, okay. The inside story of Brand Wales social media blitz with Gens. That's all about Kate saying it took her time to adapt to the way that the royals live, and that she took a fair amount of time to get to the point where she was doing a good job. I don't care. Right, 10 million will no longer face a no-fault evictions or a blanket ban on pets under major reforms in the banking housing bill. This morning is actually yeah. So it's all yeah. It's about this business of housing and going into green field sites, and all in all, causing havoc in the countryside. Well, we've got a Green Party in charge here. So undoubtedly, that's something that they want to step up to the plate, and they'll have to say, no, enough. You can do it elsewhere, but you're not going to do it here. And there have been some input, apparently, from viewers, which has got through to Melissa in New York and to Stuart here, who both are worried and who are concerned about their second son, if you like. It's Prince Harry, after the occasion of November the 3rd. It wasn't November at all. It was. Oh dear. We're just winding down for. We've only got 2 minutes left. Is that right? Oh no, we've got 5 minutes left. So let's just consider a couple of these headlines. First of all, there is a bird flu. It can be rather nasty. So if you suspect for one moment that that's what you've got, hire yourself off to the doctors. Now, the doctors have come out with another initiative, another new initiative. And so far, I'd like to see one that works. But what happens with those people who have said, yes, this hardline Sunak approach is the right one, and we must stop the Liberals in our party from pulling us down, those are the people that are going to stay for a minute or two, I think, and making sure that everything's okay. But mucking around with technology is something that is not a good idea for me. And I've just realised that there's one other thing we've got. we've got internet connection. We have. Perhaps it's going to be better than we thought. Anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll just say it's 57 Toodlepip. As you can tell, I'm a bit lost in the plethora of stuff this morning. I don't see any clear cut. This is what we're going to do, and this is what we're not going to do. And if you're going to make a conflict, if you're going to actually do things that others can't see, then you need to be on top of your game. You need to not to watch Professor John Simpson, I think it was, not John. Anyway, one of our noted friends from the jungle, the giraffe, is supposed to have helped enlighten our young friend. We'll just let him get on with it, I think, and we'll be back in half an hour. You know, what a dreadful, dreadful show that was. And it wasn't just me this morning either. It was absolutely. Quite, yeah. So there we go. I think we'll call this session to an end, and we'll be back in half an hour. Perhaps better bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than we were for this half an hour looking at the papers. So I'll say Toodlepip, shall I? Yes, why not? It's a good thing to say when you're ready to leave, and I'm ready to leave. If we can even find, oops, you can find our little logo. Yes, here it is. We'll see you in half an hour.